I'm Ananya Mariam Rajesh, the Associate Sub-Editor at Fiber to Passion, and today I have with me Anik Gadia, the Director of Gadia Techs. Anik, to begin with, I would like to ask you one of the major pressing questions I think everybody is addressing, which is about today's trade tensions, geopolitical, factors impacting sourcing in India. How has that worked out for Gadia Techs and in India general?
See, I think uh, the geopolitical tension that's there today have been impacting us since the last 2 years, and these 2 years have been the best for us. So, I think all these factors they are impacting specific sectors of the industry, but I strongly believe that if you have the will and the open mind, you can always succeed.
Yeah.
And if one market is not working for you, you go to the other markets.
Yes.
It's very easily possible. Today we are connected to the whole world. You can reach anywhere. Why not? We last 2 years have been the best for us.
So when you talk about being best, we've also seen a lot of, impact to companies, to you whom you serve eventually, right? How has that been in the cost side of things? Has costs gone up for you? Has costs come down, or have you been able to observe the cost for now and give the company?
Costs have been a challenge. There is no doubt about it. But there is always a workaround because we are in a fashion industry, you know. So when you are in fashion, it is about design, it is about style. So if you are able to deliver on that, then uh, it's about how you can manage the product cycle. It's not always about cost. You know, there are option A, option B, option 3 in fibers. You can play with them. Yeah, everything is possible.
And since you brought fibers to the topic, denim has been one of the biggest fabric that's now been chosen because demand for denim jeans and tops are very well. Yes. So how is that translated to your sourcing side of things?
See, we are very agile in this, and we are very flexible also. So whatever is in fashion, we flow with that. Denim is in fashion, we are in denim. Lycra was in fashion, we were in Lycra. There was a trend when there was a slim fit.
Yes.
So when you have slim fit, you want Lycra, you want elastane. So what happens in that situation is you get into those categories. When you have denim, you get into those categories. Currently, there's a heat wave in Europe. So we are expecting cotton to be very big. So it's okay, yeah. Whatever we are, again, like I told you, we are in the fashion industry, and fashion has a cycle. And there are a lot of things that impact fashion. So whatever is working for the consumers, you have to move there.
And you also have a lot of different sections, like you just said, right? And performance has become an important factor that you're focusing on, performance fabrics.
Performance fabric is getting in very, very, very fast. And it's becoming very, very big. In fact, if you hear the latest apparel stories, you will see so many founders who've grown and become very big in the performance category. So we have an office in Surat, and a lot of these performance fabrics are getting manufactured in Surat. Mumbai does more of woven. Surat is doing a lot of knits, and majorly performance mein knits is what is working.
And are you seeing a lot of customer demand? Are your customers asking specifically for performance today?
Some yes, some no. So what we see is there are some specific buyers who are getting into the performance category or new entrepreneurs coming in the category. But typically, the manufacturer who's doing formal fashion. So every brand has an image.
Yes.
And they have cultivated and created that image for since a very long time. So they are trying to cater to that audience. And when you're catering to that audience, it is not always about getting into the newest category. It is about how big are you in the category you are. That's very important. Are you between the first 10 in your category? If you're not, then you still have scope to go there. If you go, it's like, if you go for every new shiny toy, then you will land nowhere.
So, moving from performance and denim, we know sustainability is a big topic today, and Baratex is also addressing that in a lot of sessions.
Yeah.
What are your views on sustainability, and how has Guardia Tex kind of been a part of that cycle?
So we are doing a lot of fabrics in sustainability. We're doing a lot of uh, recycled polyester cotton, and recycled other yarns that are coming in. Even the new age yarns, the bamboos, the hemp, and all those things that are coming in. Pineapple, I don't know, everything that you can think of. So there is banana. everything that you can think of is actually a fiber for fabric too. So that's a good thing. I think the world that we are living in today has crazy amounts of option. And when you have option, it's always good to have a choice now. So that's good. But having said that, I also think in India today, where you are standing, sustainability is more of talk than action. And we're still to get there. The the developed world or the first world countries so called can talk about it. It's easy to say. They will say conventional energy nahi chahiye, renewable chahiye. And that's the right move. We are technically in an existential crisis today. But they have to make the first move. It can't be us.
Is it brands set targets and flows into you kind of a story?
Uh, I think in India, we've always been sustainable. Uh, when we talk about, we just don't have certifications. Like they talk about organic cotton. I think we're doing so much organic farming in general. India has a lot of organic farming. They just can't certify. The small farmers can't certify themselves. And hence, we can't say this is organic cotton or organic other. That is the problem.
How do we bridge that gap? Do you think there's a way that India can, come up? And because traceability is a big deal in Europe, right?
I agree.
And how can, like, say, we have organic stuff, but to show that we have is the challenge today.
I think the current central government, Mr. Modi, is doing a lot of work on that. Digitization is a very important thing. And the entire textile framework in India today, the biggest problem is that we are very broken in terms of the entire production cycle. So the fiber is coming from somewhere else, spinning is happening somewhere else, yarn is getting sourced and given to a weaver who's just only weaving. The dyeing is happening somewhere else. Too many chains. The more the composite the structure can get, the more organized we can get, the better it is. And that's where we'll be able to get these certifications. When you have proper organized players playing the field, that's when it works.
And you work with a lot of big name brands, indirectly, indirectly. How has, say, the current tariff situation or the trade war or even the war in itself, kind of impacted, say, diversification? Because there is a China plus one strategy.
Yes.
And there's a lot of diversification. India is pointing itself to be the next hub, even though Bangladesh, Vietnam is competing with us. But where do you think all these geopolitical tensions has led that diversification to?
See, any business will have external factors which will always impact it. Now, can you play them to your advantage is the only question. Luckily for us, the war has created a China plus one strategy for all the international brands, and that is very much working in our favor. And we have a lot of exporters and other international brands who are showing interest in us. Can we deliver? Do we have the capacity? Do we have the systems and the setups in place? That is the question that we have to answer. And if we are able to create that rapidly, then we are the choice for.
And today, India UK FTA goes in place.
Yeah.
My last question is, how are you viewing it, and where do you think India's growth is in the next few months?
In the next few months is something too short of a period to answer for growth. Because when you look at growth, you should at least look at the next, say, year.
Exactly.
Because you need to have a sense of direction at least. Now, when you talk about the India UK, I think that is a fantastic deal. Congratulations to both the countries, to the Indian government and the Prime Minister and Mr. Piyush Goyal for getting this deal executed. And I think textile is going to flourish because of this trade.
Thank you so much, Anik. Lovely chatting with you. And, I hope to stay in touch anyways.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.